I have tried every diet under the sun and it is always the same thing. I start really well, but in a couple of weeks, it just gets on top of me and I cannot stick to it. I'm so fed up of starting over every Monday morning. Why do I do it to myself? Especially when I've just started to lose some weight. I do really well for a couple of weeks and then all hell breaks loose. I go on a complete binge and then I give up. So how do I stay focused on my diet? Well, you know what? The solution comes from understanding what's going on behind the scenes. So I'm going to show you a little trick and just humour me here for a little bit, if you will. So I would like you to close your eyes. And now that your eyes are closed, I want you to think of the last time that you started a diet, or the time that you made the decision to start a new diet. So at this point, you're full of hope. Your expectations are really high. You're excited because the results are tangible, they're within grasp. You're going to do it this time. Your motivation is up there and you're really ready to go for it. Okay, now keep your eyes closed. Think back to that same diet. How did you feel when you gave up on that diet? What happened at the end? At the point of giving up on your diet, you're probably feeling down, resentful, like you don't have the ability to do this. You were feeling guilty. And probably a bit depressed because yet again, you're failing to meet that massive goal of yours, that massive desire to finally change yourself for good. And you've lost hope. Okay, so open your eyes and I'm going to tell you exactly what's going on here. So at the beginning of a new diet, as we saw in that little exercise, your motivation is high because you have a lot of hope, you have a lot of expectation, your results are tangible and within grasp, and there's a novelty factor. Okay, so you go at that diet for the first 2 weeks, 10 days, with full force, and you're really excited about the changes, everything is new, you're getting some results, you feel better, you're sleeping better, lots of positive stuff is happening for you. But this is what happens when we hit week 3 of a diet program, and typically it's always week 3 for us women, I don't know why, but that motivation starts to drop because things start to become routine. Changes start to become stressful. It's not a novelty anymore. So this kind of excitement factor has died down. You're starting to miss things, and there are 3 things in particular that happen at this point, and it starts with the fear of loss. That we fear losing the things that make up our experiences of life. So I'm going to give you an example of a client of mine. Her name is Jodie, and Jodie goes to every Saturday. She meets up with her friend. The girls go to theatre class, and her friend go to a coffee shop. They sit down together. They have an hour together with no kids, no partners, no stress. It's just them, and they chat, and it is bliss. Jodie's words, not mine. It is absolute bliss. But every Saturday, they always have a latte and a pain au chocolat. Now, at the beginning of my program, Jodie said to me, well, what about this? And I said, Jodie, that's no problem. You can go and have a latte and a pain au chocolat with your friend. It is no problem, because as long as you're healthy, 90% of the time, you're doing all the things that I've asked you to do on this program, of course you can go and have a chat with your friend and have a treat. This isn't a restrictive program. What I'm trying to teach you to do is how to live your life healthily and to always get results and maintain those results. And, if that's part of your enjoyment, then that's what you do. So she carried on going for a few weeks. And when it got to about week 3, Jodie said to me, well, look, I'm really in the zone with this. And I went for my pain au chocolat today with my friend, but I was eating it and I didn't like it. I wasn't enjoying the experience. I was actually resenting the pain au chocolat, but I felt like I had to have it. So the following week, she goes to the same coffee shop with her friend, and she decides in the car that she's not going to have this pain au chocolat. Walks up to the counter, friend shouts, oh, grab a pain au chocolat. So she gets one for her friend, and she gets one for herself, goes back, sits down, eats it, is resenting herself the whole time she's eating it, not enjoying it, gets in the car, feels guilty, feels angry at herself for doing it, and calls me and says, why am I doing this when I actually don't want the thing? And I said to her, Jodie, it's because you are going through what we call in psychology the fear of loss, and this is attached to pain. So as human beings, we are driven to avoid pain. We do not want to experience pain under any circumstance, and if an experience is deemed painful, we won't do it. So at the beginning of the diet, where we go through this fear of loss, and we are fearing at this point a pan au chocolat, it might be for you a glass of wine on a Friday night, it might be sat on the sofa on the Sunday with the kids or popcorn or whatever, but we associate these foods and these drinks with a total experience, and our subconscious has got a pattern for this experience, and it says this experience fulfills me, it gives me love, it gives me joy, and it makes me happy. So if I change anything about this experience, it's not going to be the same, and I'm not going to have that same enjoyment. Therefore, I'm not going to change anything. And this is what we go through in week 3 of a diet. So where we start to make diet changes and we're eating new foods and we're missing certain things, we're actually fearing the loss of experience. And the simple solution to this is just to consciously, because we are intelligent human beings, we're not animals, we need to consciously tell ourselves that actually this experience is now so much better because we can enjoy this experience without the guilt that's behind us when we binge out on the chocolate or the wine or whatever. We're not going to have a hangover. We're going to feel great. We're going to feel energetic. We can eat healthy foods and still have these same joyful experiences in our lives. And suddenly our perspective is flipped and it gives you the motivation to carry on. So you've taken away the fear of loss, the pain that you get from the fear of loss. Okay, second point. The second fear that we go through on week 3 of a diet is the fear of process change. And this is where we fear changing things in our lives. So we fear the challenges it brings to cook new meals. We fear the challenges it brings to work out every day. We feel tired from that. Our muscles ache a little bit. We fear all these things. It's all painful. We're going through change, and change is a process of pain. But all we need to do again is flip the outcome, flip the focus of our mind. So we're focusing on, actually now when I'm waking up in the morning, I feel more energetic. I feel like I can get out of bed. I feel vibrant. Well, I'm getting better sleep actually, and that's benefiting me because I have more energy in the day and my mind is clearer. I'm feeling better in myself because I'm walking taller, I'm breathing better, I feel more joyful, I'm feeling better in myself because my body feels tighter, my clothes are fitting better. And when you focus on all of these benefits of change, they become much more important to you and valuable. If we can flip our focus to the benefits of the change, suddenly we've overcome the second stumbling block that we approach in week 3 of our diet. Okay. The last point I've got here for you, we fear the outcome. We actually are scared of getting the results that we've always wanted. And that sounds crazy, and it is crazy, but this is what's going on. So whenever I speak to a new client on the phone, they will tell me, I'll be so happy when I'm in a size 12. I'll be so happy when I've lost 3 stone. I'll be so happy when my clothes fit me better, when I feel attractive, when my husband looks at me differently, and I feel confident in myself, my friends compliment me. I'm gonna be so happy when all of this happens. What we don't realise is that we place so much value on the shape of our bodies at this point. We almost make that the determinant of our life being happy. But obviously, unconsciously, subconsciously, we know when we get to a size 12, being a size 12 is not going to give us a promotion at work. It's not going to suddenly fix all our relationship problems. It's not going to fix our financial problems or whatever it may be. So actually there's this conflict between where we put the value on our happiness of being a size 12 and actually the reality of happiness, because just one thing is not going to address the rest of the issues going on in our lives. So we fear getting to that point, putting in all the hard work, going through the fear of loss, the pain of loss, the fear of change, the pain of change, getting to the end point, getting our goal and achieving it, and actually not that happy. So then we make our decision, and then we decide, this isn't worth it, I'm giving up on my diet, I'm going to go and have my pain au chocolat, glass of wine, and I'm not going to do my workout because I don't believe that I'm going to be happy at that point. It's really easy to get over this stuff. We need to focus on the benefits. So think about when you're going through this fear of loss, think about all of the things that you're actually gaining through that process. When you're going through this fear of change, think about the things that are happening to you every day and recognize the process that you're going through every day. Recognize the progress that you're making, because unless you recognize the progress, you are going to fall off that wagon. And lastly, think about the amazing things that are going to make you happy when you're a size 12. You will be more confident. Your tolerance level will be higher, so you'll be more engaging with your kids. You'll be more confident and happy with your husband, so you're more likely to fall back into that little love bubble with him. You'll be more confident at work. You'll be more able to be competent in your work processes because your mind is clearer, you're focused, you're moving forward in your life. And as always, when we achieve something that is fulfilling us, that makes us confident, that makes us feel competent, it does spill over into every area in our life, and it has this knock-on effect. So actually, that fear of outcome pain where you were like, I don't know if I'm going to be happy when I'm a size 12 because it's not going to affect everything else. It really does affect everything else, and it will bring you into a happier place because you feel happier in yourself. So that's it. Now listen, I hope you've enjoyed the things that I've taught you in these last two videos. This is the missing link. This is the one thing that no fitness professional has ever told you before. And this is the stuff that makes the biggest impact to your ability to achieve success on any diet, on any fitness program, on anything in your life. So please take these things that I've taught you and apply them to your life. Even if you just do the basics, just the things that I've taught you in these videos, because what I've covered here is very, very basic level. It goes a lot deeper than this, but obviously I can't give you all that content in a video because it would take too long, and you know, it needs time for your brain to adjust and for these things to sink in and for you to practice them. But please go away and use the things that I'm giving you in these videos, because even if you just use these basic things, it will have a massive impact on your life, on your ability to achieve, your ability to feel successful and to move forward with your body goals, and you will be flying in a matter of weeks. So listen, know your worth. Love your life fiercely enough to do the things that make you happy, and choose to live your life fiercely. I'm Phoenix Rain, and you're super yummy.